Hello, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with our friend Robin Shimizu for Robin Shimizu and Friends talking about happy, healthy habits. I'm looking for the banner. I don't know what I was doing while we were in the green room. Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu. Robin, we want to give a shout out to Francine today
Mhm.
and all our friends who are watching all around the globe. Friend, we wish you well in your endeavors. She is my partner, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And today, friend, we're in the house with Robin. How you doing, Robin?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Francine, for all you do in the background. We have a very exciting guest today. Dr. Shakunda Rogers is with us, and she's going to talk to us about compassion. But I wanted to just do a little to set the stage. Um, I pulled up this article called "What is Mindfulness?" and this is what she does. She
Mm-hmm.
is a licensed clinical psychologist, a graduate from University of Texas. I'm sorry, University of Tennessee in Knoxville, and she completed her doctorate work in Yale, at the Yale New Haven
We
Center
got her
of
all over the place,
Hospital.
right? We
I
got her
know,
in Nashville. We got her.
I know. I'm sorry about that,
I got
Dr.
her in
Rogers.
Boston. Okay.
And she completed her UC postdoctorate work at UC Davis. But what I wanted to highlight for her today, because I've not ever mentioned it, she's been with us several times in the past, but she's also a member of the California Board of Psychology, appointed to a 4-year term in November 2019 by Governor Gavin Newsom.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
We
and
have a celebrity in the house.
she serves as a member of
Congratulations.
the Outreach and Communications Committee, as well as the newly formed Disaster Preparedness Committee,
Oh my
formed in
goodness.
response to the COVID-19 crisis. Isn't
Wow.
that so super cool? So anyway, with that, let's bring Dr. Rogers on, and she can give us a lot of information about compassion, which is so needed. And I wanted to, this is in honor of Dr. Rogers.
What's it say?
Oh my goodness. It's so true. It's
Hold on,
so
hold on.
true, Robin.
Stand up again. I'm gonna love
Love.
always
Wins. It
wins.
always
Oh
does.
wow.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Robin, that makes my heart soar. I love that shirt. It reminds me of something that I'm always preaching to my kids. I'm always saying, be kind and loving. That's all I ask. Because if that is the foundation of all of your actions, um, it can't help but be tender, right? And we can use more of that, especially given how hard this last year and some months has been, right? So that's why I kind of wanted to talk about compassion and loving kindness, just because it's been a really tough time,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so much suffering all around us. And, there are lots of strategies for how to cope with stress and overwhelm, but I feel like we don't spend enough time talking about the importance of compassion for ourselves, compassion for other people. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. And thanks so much for sharing about my work on the board. It's really the highlight of my career thus far. So it's an incredible honor to serve in that way.
Well, we feel blessed to have you in the house and to be
Thank
graced
you.
with your presence.
Yes,
I, we
I
love
feel
the
the
hair.
same way.
We love it.
Oh, thank
It's super
you.
cute.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, so what is compassion? So I'll talk about this through the lens of mindfulness. And compassion, loosely translated through the mindfulness framework, they use a phrase called loving kindness, which is really having a friendly, caring, loving attitude toward yourself, toward other people, and all beings, really. And so the intention of it is, again, to soften and to be gentle with the way we care for ourselves and care for other people. You know, we can be our own harshest critic sometimes, right? We can be relentless in the criticisms that we give ourselves, sometimes to other people. And that does very little when it comes to the idea of navigating through hardship, right? I mean, we've gone through a really hard time in this last year, and you know, there have been some expectations that we just sort of roll with the punches and pivot and shift and adapt, and we keep showing up even though maybe our hearts are breaking or we're suffering in some way because we're having a hard time. And so this is a practice of just acknowledging how difficult things can be, and then offering ourselves love and kindness as a way of freeing ourselves and being able to get through it in a way that's loving.
Wow. I've been talking to people about this recently. Give yourself a break. If you're still standing and you've managed to navigate a lot of stuff, you don't even know that all this stuff is operating in the background.
Absolutely.
So if you dropped one ball, you know what I mean? If you didn't do something in 2020, stop beating yourself up about it.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you know what's interesting for me is sometimes I have to catch myself and I have to reset, or I'm like, oh dear, you're not, I mean, like with my mom, I'm with my mom a lot. And sometimes I have to catch myself because I get impatient or whatever. Yes. And this is a really good reminder for me to just stop and look at it from her perspective.
Absolutely.
How I'm treating her and how patient I am with her or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I love, and I'm glad you said that, Robin, what I love about the loving kindness and compassion practice, it actually is a practice that you do for multiple people. So the way it is structured is that, and some people differ on where you start. Some people say you start with loving kindness for yourself. Some people say you start with loving kindness for another person that you love and care for, because it's then easier to turn it toward yourself. So the idea, I'll just say we start with ourselves. So you start with yourself, and then you offer yourself these loving kindness phrases or wishes for well-being. So you offer yourself wishes for well-being in terms of your physical safety, right? So may I be safe from inner and outer harm. Then you say a wish for your well-being with your health. So may I be physically well, may I be healthy, may I be strong. Then the next one is about your emotional well-being. May I have a life of ease, even in the midst of hard times. And then the last one is the way I like to wrap it up is saying, may I be held in compassion, and may my heart be at peace. And so you offer those phrases to yourself. Then the next layer is offering those phrases to someone that you love. So Robin, your mom, for example. Then after you do loving kindness for your mom, then you go further to a neutral person, someone that you don't have positive or negative feelings about. Maybe it's someone that lives down the street from you, or the clerk at the grocery store, someone that, doesn't bring up any strong emotions one way or the other. So a neutral person is next. You offer loving kindness to them in your, in your heart and in your thoughts. Then after doing that for someone who's a neutral person, then you extend it to someone that's more difficult. So who is it that creates distress for you? right? Who is it that is generally speaking hard for you to love, hard for you to have tenderness toward? You offer metta to that person. Call them up in your mind's eye and offer them those same well wishes for well-being. And then after that, then you extend loving kindness to all beings. So every being throughout this world who's suffering, right? And so for me, it feels like it really kind of feels like a prayer of protection and care.
Yeah.
And as you do that more, I've been amazed by how much it has softened my heart, softened my heart for myself, softened my heart for the people I love, and has even softened my heart for people that are more challenging to love. It's been a really transformative process for me. And like I said, I don't think we talk about it enough. And then when we talk about compassion, you know, it's a nice word and it's a nice sentiment, but I really love that there is a practice for how you can, you know, offer that to yourselves and those around you.
So how do you keep engaged in this? Because it's a, like you said, it's a practice. And so do you lead guided kind of meditations to help us think through those phrasing?
Yeah.
And things like that.
And so I have offered this during my monthly gatherings that I've done in the past. I've done some loving kindness meditations. So in addition to doing that, it's also part of my daily meditation practice. So I try to meditate every day for 20, 25 minutes. And maybe on days where I'm struggling or having a hard time, you know, Robin, you were talking about how sometimes you can become impatient if you don't, you know, catch yourself. You know, I have 2 little ones that I'm doing distance learning with. And that's a challenge. And so on those days where it's more difficult than others, excuse me, what I might do during my meditation time is come and do a loving kindness practice, you know, to soften myself, soften my own heart toward myself, and then to also soften the way I show up with my little ones. And it also helps, you know, lead with my heart when it comes to, you know, interacting with other people. And it creates so much peace around me and so much peace internally. Wow. I don't know. I could talk about it all day.
This is so in line with a lot of our beliefs and with most of the things that we do, because we're supposed to be about forgiveness. So when you get to that difficult situation, you know, and letting things go, when you really forgive people, you let it go. You don't dwell on it. You don't revisit it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so this is a space to let that anger or whatever it is, or that discord, whatever it is, to let it go. And also to let the feelings of whatever it is that's what I call little nagging spirits make us, you know, feel bad about ourselves. So to first start with, you know, being okay with being okay.
Yes. Compassion is at the heart of all of that. Yes, I feel like sometimes we can't even get to the idea of forgiveness until we've softened our hearts, right? You can't forgive with a hard and heavy heart.
Yes, because that unforgiveness can become a root of bitterness. Now it carries over into how, you know what I mean? Ladies, how we look, we're walking around, we're all mean and looking crazy because our thoughts are about something that we should let go.
And it's so bad for us. It's so bad for us physically.
Yes,
it is. Hold all of that in. It's just
creates stress.
Creates stress.
There's so much research about the importance of loving kindness. and compassion, that it actually does improve your physical and emotional well-being. So it's good for your heart metaphorically, and it's also good for your heart, realistically, right?
Yes.
It's helpful in so many ways.
Because
So again, the 4 stages: may I be safe and protected, free from inner and outer harm. May I be healthy and strong. May I have a life of ease. And may I be held in compassion, and may my heart be at peace. So offer that to yourself today, and offer it to, someone you love. And to the extent that you're able, consider it for someone that's a little more challenging.
all right.
Thank you.
This sounds like a great plan, and it sounds like the plan I'm on already. Okay. And so I see no conflict there. I just need to expand how I look at it. You know what I mean? Because this simplifies what I'm doing into some terms that I can really understand even better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So, Doc, what do you have coming up? Tell us more.
Let's see, what do I have coming up? So I have a monthly gathering that I host for African American women. It's called Melanin Meets Mindfulness. We meet the first Saturday of every month from 10 to 11:30. So that will be coming up this Saturday, which
Is that
is
virtual or is it?
it
in
is.
person?
It's on
I have
Zoom.
to ask now because
Yes.
things are opening up.
Yes. So I'm still doing everything online now. So that's Saturday. I can't remember if that's May 1st or 2nd, but it's from 10 to 11:30 on Zoom. And if
It's the
people,
first.
okay, May
May
1st. If people go to my website, melaninmeetsmindfulness.com.
Okay, and I have that. I just put that in the chat.
Oh, okay.
And it is now showing up here.
Yep.
Dr. Shakanda Rogers. Okay.
You can find it there also. And there's a little banner that says, join our mindfulness series. And so that's where you can find information about it.
And then you're
amazing.
having a 8-week course that you're.
I'm not teaching it. I am participating in it. I'm going to learn more about self-compassion so that I can offer more of these strategies to people. So I'm going to be a student for 8 weeks, and I can't wait.
Wow.
This is beautiful. Doc, we don't get you here often enough, but when you do come, you always bring such wonderful opportunities for us to rest our minds, to feel more peaceful. After talking to you, I always feel more peaceful.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. That is
true.
The intent of what I try to offer with these different mindfulness practices. They really are settling for the heart and for the spirit. And I'm glad that you can feel that even through the computer.
Yes, I can feel the peace that passes all understanding taking me over because, you said offer peacefulness. Okay.
Is there a book that you could recommend for us, Dr. Rogers, that is something for a lay person? If I want to learn more about mindfulness,
I have so many books. I just looked back here to see if my favorite ones are here, but there's one that I really love, and it's not here because I carry it around with me all the time. It's called Good Morning, I Love You. And it is a book written by Shauna Shapiro, Shauna, Shapiro. And it is such a lovely book about the practice of mindfulness, the practice of compassion, being gentle with yourself. She weaves in her own mindfulness and meditation journey, and she also combines it with the research and the science behind why mindfulness is so transformative. And it's written for clinicians like me, and it's also written for the general public where there's not so much jargon that you get lost in.
Yes.
So
Okay,
yeah.
so it's called Good Morning, I Love You.
Good Morning, I Love You. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to put that banner up.
Yeah.
Guys, so if you're looking for more information, I'm sure if you Google that, you will find the book.
I'm gonna get that book because I
Yeah.
just think mindfulness is this thing that if we could just stop and
Mhm.
slow down and just breathe, as
Yes,
Joe would say,
connect to your
Okay,
breath.
just
Yes.
and yeah, we would be so much better. And I have to practice that myself all the time
Yeah.
because it's not natural for us to
No.
slow down.
Not in
breathe.
America. We tend to just speed up. Oh, I'm not
Yes.
doing enough.
Yes.
Things are
Yes.
not right because I'm not doing enough. Maybe
Mhm.
things are not right because we're doing too much.
Yep.
Mhm.
And mindfulness, I think, brings us back to our breath. It brings us back to the
Mhm.
moment. And then it just brings us back to ourselves. Right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm. I like
Thank you
that.
so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for the invitation. It is always such a joy to be with the two of you. It really is. It brightens my day. So thank you.
Yay!
Likewise.
Well,
So
we'll have to get you back.
yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Robin.
Absolutely.
Robin, you always have such great guests. Doc, we want to thank you again for just being wonderful. And congratulations on your new appointment again.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
It's
And
huge.
it is. It's a big
It's
thing.
it's really huge. I mean, to get appointed by Gavin Newsom is
Mhm.
unheard of.
And we want to talk to you real quick after the show. So don't go away. I know you have to be somewhere. So we're going to wrap this up. Robin, who do we have next week?
Next week we have Linus
Okay.
Woods Mullins, and she's gonna hopefully talk to us about CBD oils or maybe her
Okay.
essential oils, because
Interesting.
we haven't had a show on oils in a long, if ever. So
Yes. Someone has a comment over here. Let's see what we got here.
and Lawana is watching us. I saw that.
I
And
know. I want to
Cecilia's
give a big
watching
shout out to Luana. Cecilia said, "What a better world this would be if we were more mindful of each other, compassionate and loving." Yeah, compassion and love. Yes,
It always
Cecilia.
wins.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. See, there are people. We're so calm this morning. I don't know if we can even remember. Oh, where was I? Oh, we were talking about Linus is coming next week, right?
Yep, she'll be here next week, so that'll be awesome.
Okay, guys, and we'll be talking about oils, so essential and maybe even medicinal.
CBD, medicinal oils, right? Okay.
Okay. So with that, we want to remind you guys to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be talking tech in English, so don't be scared. Come on over. You'll be able to understand everything. If not, you can always put your questions in the chat. So we'll be talking to the Tech Divas about all things tech tomorrow. We'll see you then. Thank you again, Doc. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Robin, it's always a pleasure. Remember, happy, healthy habits with Robin Shimizu and friends. Bye-bye.